Well, hello everybody. Good evening. Welcome to another SCL shoutcast. As you can read, I'm Quintessence, and here, for the first time in her shoutcasting debut, is Lauren.
Hey guys, how are y'all tonight?
Unfortunately, the cat cannot talk because I do not have the ability to make it talk. You're just gonna have to pretend it's talking. The lore cat is here, and we have what should be a very interesting match tonight. We have Hive up against Orange Squadron, which I believe this is Division B versus a Division C team. Is that correct?
I'm unsure, actually.
It's almost like I should research these things before I do the shoutcast. But either way, Hive, the team that arose from the ashes of Guac, versus Orange Squadron, a long-standing brand competitive mainstay here in Star Wars Squadrons, duking it out today in the skies of above SLS. I feel like it's going to be a pretty good match. Some of the people playing tonight were in the SPBL tournament that was happening earlier today, so some of them are going to be coming into this game maybe not hot, but definitely not cold. Still probably a little warm, because if any of you were watching the matches today, some of those matches got very sweaty. Some of the closest games of Squadrons I think I've ever seen.
Pretty much. Even like the ones we were in, how close did we get that one?
Oh my goodness. So many really incredibly tight base races happening in those games today. Just
so many base races.
So many base races. My blood pressure is just through the roof. It was a good time. I think basically everybody there played their asses off.
And had fun while doing so.
Yeah. Well, Dalek, with a vested interest in PK, says that base races are bad, only PK. Well,
and for a certain point of view.
From a certain point of view. So much good Squadrons to watch today. Yeah, there was also an SCL game going on during the end, towards the tail end of SPBL. Just so many games going on.
I think there were like 2 SCL games earlier today during the tournament.
Yeah, I believe so. So right now we are in the lobby waiting for the members of HiveGuard to enter the lobby. We'll be starting. If anyone from the teams are listening, you are good to start the game as soon as the players are. In fact, I'll just type it out. Casters are ready as soon as the players are.
So far, just about everybody in this lobby was in the tournament earlier today, so they should be plenty warmed up.
Now, in the interest of full disclosure, one of the members of HiveGuard is Turnip, who was on the team that I drafted. So I will, of course, I'm disclosing that potential conflict of interest now as we move into game number 1.
We don't show bias here.
We don't show bias on this objective, impartial broadcast. Quintessence the caster has no biases.
No
Okay, so
comment.
we're waiting on one more player. I do love the guac emote. My folks
Oh,
actually just
yes.
bought. Go ahead. I keep talking over you, Laura. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just saying, agreeing.
Oh, okay. My folks just bought a bunch of avocado today, but they're all still hard as a rock, so it'll take at least a day or two for it to get ripe. And I'm just like, I want it now. I want that. I want some fucking avocado now. I'm a millennial. I'll never buy or own a house, so just let me have the avocado toast. Turnip walked his bike with a flat tire tens of blocks to hang out. That sounds
Wow.
terrible.
That does.
Is Zyphaz, the squadron's math wizard, going to be keeping track of flip timers? I don't. That's the one thing that Zyphaz is capable of doing that I don't think any other squadrons player really just does or is able to do as consistently as he can when his brain is not fried. And that's keep track of exact times when AI will spawn and flip timers. Everyone else just kind of has a vibe for how long a defense is, but Zyphaz has the exact numbers. Although, you know, he probably gets that from just the simple thing of paying attention to the game timer and doing very simple mental math. But who has the time for that?
Imagine paying attention to the game timer.
Imagine doing mental math. I haven't done that since, you know, well, probably not elementary school, probably like general.
I'm too busy feeding people resupplies to pay attention to the game timer.
I'm too busy farming and trying to not die to pay attention to the game timer. The only thing I'm paying attention to is the morale bar, and even then, kind of. The morale bar, as far in my field of vision, basically doesn't exist until it reaches about 3/4 full. At which point, I'm able to see it again, and I'm just like, okay, so pack and raider. Or just straight up raider flips, 1 AI, whatever.
Unless you're farming in the danger zone, and then you don't see it at all.
Like, ever. Which, speaking of farming in a danger zone, SLS is a map that's pretty good for that, at least on New Republic. It's a little riskier on Empire, because we all know that if you disrespect the MC-75 or the Nebulon Bs, if you look at them funny, if you even think about them inappropriately, they will snipe you from across the map. That's just what they do. Why do the light cruisers never do that? I don't know. So much for
They haven't upgraded their guns.
so much for Imperial engineering. What's this? What are these pieces of shit they're pumping out of Kuat drive yards anyway? If the Architects is even produced by Kuat, I don't know my.
Oh, looks
Oh
like
hey,
the game is starting.
We are starting game number 1, Orange Squadron versus Hive Guard. Orange Squadron starting this best of 2 on the New Republic. Here on Orange Squadron, we do have Torutaka, Staffy Cat, Fabian, Sinister, Jesus Christ, Sinric. Everyone makes that mistake. And good old Chewie. No one ever actually says his actual name, we just all call him Chewie. And on the side, oh wait. I am very dumb. Orange Squadron is starting on Empire.
Oh, did you say they were starting on NR?
I think maybe it was just the multicolored flight suits that threw me off, because usually you don't see colors on Empire. Anyway, on Empire is Orange Squadron, on the Republic is Hive Guard, Dick Willie, Jackal Maze, Turnip, and Sun Dance. Yes, that is true. Hobbs is not flying on orange this game. Is Hobbs around? Is Hobbs waiting in the wings? Is Hobbs going to be their secret trump card? Who knows?
Is Hobbs going to fly the B-Wing?
These questions and more may soon be answered later on in the series, but this time, right now, we are about to load into the we're about to load into SLS, that beautiful giant radar dish in the middle of space. That if people even played the campaign may remember from that one level where you blow it up.
All right, you do blow it up.
Yeah, you blow it up in the campaign. It's a bomber mission. All right, as always, I don't know why it never shows the Star Destroyer in spectator mode, but coming out of the MC-75 in their avocado green ships, Hive Guard. Once again, Sundance, Turnip, Maze, Jackal, and Dick Willie coming up into the center of SLS against Chewie, Cineric, Fabian, Stafficat, and Toru Taka. Almost everyone here knows how fleet battles go. We got the two teams vying for the morale to buy their first offense, which will, of course, dictate the flow of the game. So let's see how that pans out.
Cineric chasing Maze, but gets dunked while inside the dish. Maze gets out. Cineric still targeting him though. Oh, and dies by crashing into the Raider.
Orange Squadron takes the flip, but Cineric takes a bonk into the backside of the Raider. So that's already a massive dent in the morale for Orange Squadron's first offense. So let's see what they can get done with this short amount of time. Chewie is in. Staffy Cat is in. Toru Taka is in. They are all unloading on the Nebulon B as hard as they can. Marks have been applied and shields have been stripped. Reasonably good clip.
Well, the two bombers are starting to take damage, though Staffy gets a resupply.
Staffy gets a resupply, presumably Chewie is next. We all knew that phase was not going to last very long since it was already half morale by the time they got there, but they got that first Nebulon B to about 60% health, so that's actually pretty good damage for such a short offense.
Turnip working shields on Charlie for the NR. Shields are down.
And now, with the shields down, Turnip is doing the tried and true torpedo truck run on the X-Wing, something he did many times throughout the games with Quindependence Day earlier this morning, Sundance. Also waiting for a resupply to do the same.
Jackal taking heavy pressure, gets resupped though. I think he's getting chased by a TIE fighter AI. No, he just has it targeted.
Morale is coming in relatively quickly for Orange Squadron, but not fast enough to prevent an out-of-phase.
Oh, nope, he gets a clutch resupply.
Jackal with the clutch resupply from his support, Dick Willie, still getting pressure. Once again, back in the red, and just in time for defense. Jackal in a world of hurt as Hive Guard is now forced back on the defensive, but Hive Guard does have an out of phase waiting to cash in.
Jackal goes down. That's really big for defense.
It slows the farm on SLS. This map, of course, being the largest distance to cover in the game, makes it very difficult for a single Y-Wing to pick up that slack. So that gives Orange ample opportunity to get Delta to the point of being out of phase. Well, morale hasn't even dented for them just yet. The one
Sundance also went down.
Sundance going down. This is an excellent offense for Orange Squadron after a little bit of a disappointing offense after winning the flip. Delta now out of phaseable. Morale is still looking fantastic for Orange. Shield's going to be falling on Charlie here in short order.
Fabian looks like he's heading back because he's out of resupplies. Threw Marks out. Not sure if they're on the frigate. Yeah, they are.
Yep, Charlie did get marked. Raider is still up. Morale at less than half, so this is about... Oh, Raider goes down, so this is about a pack of AI or a kill here. and that's all Hive Guard needs to get back on the offensive. But a great attack from Orange Squadron, making up for their short offense after winning the flip. They get an out of phase and half of a cruiser to burn through on their next offense.
They look like they're targeting
their game.
They're targeting the higher cruiser this time. I guess they're trying to save the other one for a dupe, or maybe to use it to offset morale.
Well, Hive Guard will have options here. They, depending on how fast they burn through Delta, they will have the option to either save this for the double out of phase, or get some extra morale for a potential swing at the Star Destroyer. But given how fast, given the budget of morale and the fact that Raider is still up, this may be a double out of phase unless if Orange is able to. Raider is on
Delta.
Delta. Okay, so there will be no chance of it taking the lower health light cruiser. So it looks like Hive Guard have secured very comfortably a double out of phase for the next defense. Orange will not have a lot. Oh. So a double out of phase for Hive Guard versus half of a cruiser to burn through for Orange. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out in the next few minutes.
I don't know if they've touched. I think the shields are still up on the Corvette, so it might burn through.
Oh, you're right. Shields are still up on the Corvette. It hasn't even been touched. So the double out of phase is going to be denied. Potentially both. Oh.
Oh, yep, there goes the one. They might be pushing through. Yep, Maze looks like he's heading on to the ISD.
They have been forced to push through because of the health of the Raider. But that is a half morale offense on the Star Destroyer.
Sundance just got picked, and Turnip is on. It has pressure. Looks like their support is trying to dunk one while Turnip gets the other one.
Turnip does get the ion off on one gen, and it looks like they're trying to get the kill on the other one, but I don't know if they'll have the time. Actually, they risky play to grade for it. It does seem the call from Hive Guard is to back off.
Yeah, they can get it the next offense. It's pretty low, I think.
So, Hive Guard does not have the double out of phase, but they did push through, and they do have a bit of they have a dunk on one gen, and one basically almost dead. So, on the next offense, assuming that Hive Guard is able to push Orange off the MC-75, which they will be swarming on very soon, they have a chance of still taking down the Star Destroyer and taking gate number 1 here.
Fabian got picked, and Staffy is really low, so it'll be a sketchy MC offense.
Oh no, yes. No support, which means no marks, no easy dunks, plus one bomber, low health, no heals. Hive Guard might be able to stave off the worst of this MT-75 offense just from that PK pick alone.
Chewy's also low now. He's got pressure from Turnip. Oh, Staffy. Is anybody chasing Staffy? No, he's falling back.
The bombers are flying evasive to try and keep the phase alive for as long as possible. Meanwhile, Cineric in the defender, moving in, pops one shield generator. Was that a dunk on the other one? Yes. One dunked, one destroyed. So, Orange making the best of a bad situation. Power has been destroyed. However, the phase may flip too soon for them to secure the kill of the MC-75 unless if they really, really amp it up right now. Weak spots are being picked. MC-75 is at half. Couple AI to flip.
Dick's already at the ISD, ready to mark it.
And there we have it. Hive Guard has a buttered up Star Destroyer to kill. Oh no, Cineric taking a block on the inside of SCL Station, trying to chase a kill on Sundance.
Yes, Sundance took a block too, but he recovered and he's going in for the, oh, no. Rick's still on him. Sundance is caught in a tractor beam. He might go down.
They are not. They are electing to defend the Star Destroyer instead of trying to out of his MC-75. A little too high for that. Turnip in position with an ion. Dunk on the one gen, and all they need to do is just breathe on the second one. And that Star Destroyer is shieldless and ready for the pounding. Hive Guard need to hurry up and get the shields down.
Sundance is still pressured pretty strongly by Cineric, who is taking on him.
Turnip picking up the slack for his pressured teammate. Shields are now down on the ISD, but morale is at less than half. Weak spots
Sundance
already
Dick
up.
Went down. Yep, there's a bunch of weak spots underneath. Dick will be back out soon. Sundance as well, but may not have enough time to make it back to the ISD.
So Hive Guard, I see, are working to strip turrets on the inside of the starter storage to secure this out of phase. The ISD, perfectly out of phaseable for basically any amount.
Turnip just got
this
picked.
point.
That's gonna make it difficult.
Burnup just got picked, but Sundance is on the way back in. MC75 has a sliver of shields in half hull. ISD is at 38. This is now a base race. Yet another base race on a day full of base races.
Maze is under heavy pressure. He's under. I can't tell if he's trying to tether or not.
Sundance is in the position for a tether, but I don't think the tether is... Well, ion turrets still appear to be up on the starter storage, so the tether may be necessary. Maze goes down, which slows down their damage input. MC75 at about a quarter health. ISD is at 17. This is going to be a very close race.
Jackal got dunked. There's somebody came with turrets. With
ISD is at 8. Turnup is looking at a weak spot above.
Did they get
ISD
it?
goes down.
Ooh.
Turnup with the risky play, flipping above the starter on the top side of the starter store during the out of phase to get that last bit of damage that they needed. Hive Guard takes game number 1 in an extremely close base race.
I didn't see what the MC was at.
It
but
was
looked
extremely
almost
low.
dead. That
That was
well played though.
if Turnup had not gotten that weak spot, I do believe Orange may have taken that MC.
I did see another weak spot underneath the ISD that
of course,
was right on the nose that they didn't
Taking
get.
a quick look at the scorecard, very even damage spread from Hive Guard. And Staffy Cat and Chewy both putting in very, very impressive capship damage numbers. This was an extremely close game.
Chewy also with the best farm out of all the farmers. Well done there.
Oh my goodness, another close game in a day full of close games. This is the Star Wars Squadrons that I'm here to cast.
Definitely not boring.
There are many things you could say about Squadrons at this level. Boring is basically never one of them.
Nope. Oh, Medic said the MC died 2 seconds after the ISD. Yikes.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
That's hashtag too soon right there.
Fine. I did pour a glass of water for this exact occasion. I'm sorry, Sagan. I'm very glad that I got the Turnup out of phase moment right there on camera. Usually Caster's Curse will prevent me from catching such a clutch moment on camera, but this time, I beat the fucking curse. Let's go.
Alright, I'll hydrate too, Medic. Just imagine me drinking my water.
The second game is up with a very topical password. Or a very fitting password, I should say.
Oh, let me see. Yes.
It's a very fitting password given the events of game number 1. Everybody in this chat hydrates. If you see a hydrate redemption, assume it's also for you.
Oh, rip, my game crashed. 'Cause you know, that's a thing.
Why? Why does this happen? You know,
I don't know.
The lore crashed, the cat disappeared. When
No.
when lore returns, the cat will return.
I don't know why the game crashed. Like, this is like the only game that crashes for me that I play.
Here we go now. Just to represent that lore is not here. Cat is blinking.
That's the loading, please wait, cat.
Yes. I control the cat.
Uh,
At least on this stream, I do.
Am
I
I gonna
guess
crash
maybe
again?
I could also make it barrel roll, but I'd have to do it manually.
Okay, so every time I try to join the lobby, I'm crashing. So let me like reboot really quickly, and I'll come back in.
All right. Is everyone seeing the cat barrel roll? I am rotating the cat. This is how we entertain ourselves when technical difficulties happen here at the Squadron's Esports Federation. Oh no, it's rotating too fast! And now it stopped. You guys were seeing that, right? Or else I just made myself look like an idiot. Even more of an idiot. Oh shit, I'm about to morph! Fun fact, I have a disc. I have the entirety of Morbius compressed as small enough to fit into a Discord emoji. It is the most useless emoji I have in my stash, but I have it. I don't know what possessed somebody to take the entirety of Morbius and then compress it until it eventually fit as a Discord emoji. But I'm glad they did that. Cat playing with a mouse is both her preferred Squadron's control and her graphic. It's like Tom and Jerry. See, it's the cat with the mouse. It's levels of symbolism and meaning and nuance.
Pardon?
Oh, hey, welcome back.
Thanks.
Medic was just pointing out that, it's very fitting that the cat is holding a mouse because, it's a cat and there's a mouse.
Well, yes.
It's a visual pun.
No, it's not. It's really not.
How many mouse buttons does the cat have?
Not as many as mine.
The cat does not appear to be using an MMO mouse. I don't know if a cat
It's
could
not.
use one.
I highly doubt it.
Are you in the lobby, Lore?
I am joining right now.
All right.
Okay, I'm in.
Casters are ready. JP is now flooding the chat once again with posture checks. Don't let JP redeem points on any of your streams. He'll find one of them to spam.
That's our JP.
That's who else but JP. All right. Game number 2. I need to update the score, but Hiveguard is at 1. On the Empire side this time, we do have Dick, Willie, Turnip, Maze, Sundance, and now Crazed, or as some people affectionately call him, Crazy D, which makes him sound like the owner of a used car dealership. Come to Crazy D's. Get a killer deal on a used 1984 Toyota Corolla. And
pretty bad. Just no, please.
And on the New Republic side, we do have Orange Squadron, Fabian, and Fenkar, recent addition to the Orange Squadron roster. Plus Chewie, Staffy Cat, and Sinric. Notably, no Hobbs in sight.
But Fenkar is.
Fenkar is in.
I wonder what that means they're gonna run.
Who knows what Fenkar has been cooking up at his mad science lab? We all know Fenkar, one of the great mad scientist theory crafters of Star Wars Squadrons, the man who has refined the art of throwing shit at the wall until it sticks. So what has stuck to the wall today? We'll find out coming out of the MC-75. We do see a double U-Wing comp coming out of Orange. I need to see what's in those U-Wings.
Fabian has marks and ion missiles, so he's a PK U-Wing.
Fenkar has the the standard beacons and resupply. So it looks like Fabian is taking a page from the book of Turn Up, and just flying the murder U-Wing. And we'll see if the theoretical 100% mark uptime does anything for Orange Squadron as they now battle for the first offense. And just as quickly as I finish that sentence, Hive Guard take the opening. And they're now on the first offense.
Just went down, so that's going to hurt their offense a bit.
An excellent pick from presumably the extra PK pressure from the PK U-Wing and the extra mark uptime from Orange. Morale is now at half, and there's no marks on that Nebulon B, and no resupplies for the bombers taking chip damage.
Lower than half now.
Less than half morale. Hive Guard may not even get shields down before morale falls.
I think they'll get the shields down, but they won't be able to do any damage. So I see Turnup is... Well, he looked like he was peeling off. Yeah, he is.
And Maze goes down, cutting...
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Cutting down the damage even further for Hive Guard. Crazed electing to retreat for now, presumably to either help assist with the pre-transition PK, as it seems like he's doing.
Yep, Turnip tried shooting an ion at... Oh, they got him.
Dunk secured on Cynric. Craze is here to help follow up the kill, but Craze himself is getting PK'd. Daffy Cat is fighting back, peeling for his fellow teammate. Craze takes a bonk on the radar dish.
Oh no!
And gets picked off by Staffy Cat.
Cynric does end up going down though.
In the meantime, Cynric does go down. A back and forth tit for tat from Hive Guard and Orange Squadron. But now, marks have been presumably applied to this light cruiser, and Orange Squadron is now ripping into the shieldless light cruiser. Delta taking damage at a good clip, with morale at about half. This could potentially be an out of phase, but they really need to speed up this damage.
Turnip is working the Raider. It's stripped and marked, so it should go down relatively quickly. And they just need another pack to flip.
Notably, Cynric is their only... Cynric actually isn't even packing proton torpedoes. He's packing an ion torpedo and an ion missile. So there are no proton torpedoes at all in this Orange Squadron lineup, which I think showed in that damage. They were unable to secure an out of phase with the farm boxes on both Ys.
He's got the double ions, and Fabian has ion missiles too.
They are not wanting for ions, but they are lacking in protons, which is a massive source of damage for the New Republic. An interesting comp choice here by Orange Squadron. And now we have Hive Guard swarming the Nebulon B. Charlie is at about half, morale is at less than half. It does seem like they will be probably able to secure an out of phase by the time the phase flips. So right now, Hive Guard has a slight edge because they're about to secure an out of phase and still do have two cruisers at full. There is a chance that Orange could secure the double out of phase next attack, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to with the lack of massive damage from their ordnance.
Cynric is chasing Dick Willie, trying to keep him from heading back in. Dick Willie peeled out. Now he's going for Mace, who is really, really low.
Maze at 29 hull and a prayer as the phase flips back to the defensive. Cynric on his tail.
Really big for their offense.
Dick Willie goes down. There will be no repairs for Maze. If he wants to farm safely without the risk of being sniped, he's going to have to fall back to the ISD. So effectively, Hiveguard is down both the support and one farm.
No, Cynric decided to go do offense, but he got dunked in the meantime, so he's under pressure while he's trying to do his Plasma Burst loops.
And one of the U-Wings in the form of Fabian got picked off in the meantime. So that's one less source of marks. Fenkar still does have the marks for the team, and the damage is coming in for Orange. Morale at half. Delta now safely out of phaseable. Orange could maybe get the dupe here? I'm not entirely certain.
The Raider's about to go down. It's really low, so they just need a couple more AI to flip.
But nope, there is going to be no double out of phase for Orange Squadron, but they do at least manage to secure the out of phase on Delta. Shield stripped on Charlie, and a little bit of damage with some turret strip done. So not the worst offense, but maybe not the one they needed, considering that Hiveguard is now going to be taking down Charlie, which already has shields down and a little bit of damage taken.
Orange did manage to get a pick on Dick Willie before he could get in for the mark, so that'll definitely help slow the damage down.
It's going to slow their offense down.
And morale is actually, yeah, the morale is basically gone, and they've only got Charlie down to half.
If Dick Willie is able to get marks in soon enough, there is a world where Hiveguard could push Charlie to the point of being out of phaseable, but that's not that window.
Well, they're getting it close.
Closing.
It's sub 20.
It's sub 20. That does mean it's out of phaseable.
But Turnip is taking off, so they're not going for it.
They're not going to go for the out of phase, and they are going to have to take the morale the old-fashioned way to the farm and PK, as Orange is now swarming Charlie, which is at half. If the damage is coming in at about this clip, Orange can push through to take a swing at the Star Destroyer, but that depends on the damage output of the Farm Ox Y-Wings and the standard lasers on this PK U-Wing stalling the farm. Fabian gets a pick on Maze.
Cynric did go down in the meantime, so that's more damage because he's got the Plasma Burst, and that does a whole lot more than the Y-Wings do.
A massive source of damage for Orange is down, but Cynric is now back out. But of course, SLS is a big map. It's going to take Cynric some time to get there with his double ions. Given that the Raider is still up, it does look like Orange has no choice now but to push through. They will have a decent amount of morale on this ISD offense, so let's see what they can do. It looks like they were buying time for Cynric, who is still some distance away.
Fabian is heading in. I think he got the marks off, so he's looking to dunk a gen.
My eyes now are on Cynric, the source of double ions for Orange, but Cynric takes a dunk, and his ions weren't even needed. Shields go down on the Star Destroyer, but morale is at half. It does look like Orange is going to go ahead and secure at least one shield generator kill and go, hopefully, for the turret strip if they've taken any notes from Hiveguard's performance in game number 1.
Fabian is PKing Maze instead of doing damage, so maybe he's just trying to slow the farm.
Slowing the farm down on a map like SLS is definitely a valid use of this PK U-Wing, but Maze still manages to get a Golo off, gets a couple of X-Wings,
and gets resupplied.
Even further in favor of Hiveguard. Star Destroyer's at half. We know what this means, ladies and gentlemen. This is an out-of-phaseable Star Destroyer, but I still see turrets left, so if they want to go through with this out-of-phase, they will have to have a tether until those turrets are stripped.
Star Destroyer's at 32 and falling, and it looks like there's underneath trying to finish stripping the turrets. So Hiveguard need to hurry up if they want to kill the MC before the ISD goes down.
A lot of Hiveguard out of position. At least Crazed is out of position here, and Maze is still down. A big source of damage for the MC-75 burn is down.
Staffy and Fenkar just died, so they are defending.
Orange wiping on the out-of-phase attempt. Cynric is staying alive, getting close range.
Fabian went down too. Huey's trying to tether. MC is starting to fall, but it's low.
ISD is at 10. MC75 is at
Chewie
half.
went down. No more tether.
Chewie went down. Cynric is still in it. ISD is at 11. Shields went back up. Shields are now back down. MC75 is withering away. Orange needs this damage.
Benkar got dunked.
Benkar got dunked. Cynric is still shooting Plasburst into the hole. The ISD uncontested. But the MC75 looks like it's about to go down. 2, 1. In another crazy intense base race.
The ISD was at 2.
How? Another one! What a series! Hive Guard giving us all a heart attack, taking game number 2 after 2 incredibly close base races. Checking out the scoreboard here yet again. On NR we do, or on Empire we do see the Bombers with almost equal. Actually no, never mind.
Yeah.
Sundance and a Defender almost does the exact same amount of damage as Craze and a Bomber. Maze not doing as much cap ship damage due to being pressured a lot, but did make up for it in the farm. Even damage spread from Orange Squadron across the non-support ships.
Yeah, the support ships, though, kind of lacked in damage. But they still almost had it, despite that.
Despite the lack of damage, it does seem that Orange's strategy for that game was less all-out OBJ damage when they were really relying on the PK pressure from that PKU wing to slow farm long enough for the Y-Wings to do their job, and the Plasburst X-Wing.
That was really well played by both teams. They both performed really amazingly.
Oh, yes. A solid straight meta game in game number 1. An Orange Squadron coming out in game number 2, defying my expectations, and nearly taking it with an unorthodox comp in 2 razor's edge games. Like, the smallest decisions could have easily turned it one way or another in favor of Orange or Hive Guard. What a series.
Honestly, if Cynric had Proton Torps, they probably would have taken that, because they would have had that much more damage on the field.
I'm inclined to agree, but they did execute very, very well with a very unusual comp, and that credit is where credit is due with Orange Squadron. Even though Hive Guard did win on paper, they made Hive Guard work for it. Hive Guard had to earn those wins.
They absolutely did. It was really well played.
The double marks and the stalling of farm is what kept Orange in that match. Absolutely.
So they should feel proud, even though they didn't win. I think that was mostly a success for that comp trial.
Yes. But oh my lord, today has just been a solid, just an entire 12-hour block of some of the closest matches in the history of this game, I think.
Yes, pretty exhausting, actually.
It's exhausting to play, it's exhausting to watch, and it's even more exhausting to cast. But oh my lord, has it been fun today.
And tomorrow we got even more games.
What's on the docket for tomorrow, actually?
I think 3 besides ours, maybe?
But yes, Savrip Squadron is going to be taking on Cavern Angels Blue tomorrow morning. Well, tomorrow morning, even Eastern time. 11 a.m. Eastern.
No, it's 1 p.m. Eastern.
1 p.m. Eastern, which is 10 Pacific.
Yeah.
I know I can math good and I can time zone good.
It's okay, Quinn. We still love you.
For now. I'm sure I'll fuck that up too.
And then there's also Try and Cash. Hive Guard. No, that was today. And then Cash and Venom also have games tomorrow. So
Yeah,
that's a
so
lot of
we
squadrons.
this whole weekend has just been a solid block of games, and that's what I love to see. Um, I am exhausted,
As
so
am I.
I will not be conducting post game interviews. I hope people understand. It's been a very long day for everybody here.
I'm sure the teams are exhausted as well since most of them played in the tournament this afternoon.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Um. So I Zyfas throwing out all the time to make sure Big Brain.
Big
Okay,
Bird.
come on. There's those two neurons that remember Bird Brain and Big Brain, and they get crosswired all the time.
I'm
Big
changing my
Bird.
name in the Savert channel.
We are only the smartest players here at Squadron.
Squadron.
Remember when we named it that for a while and no one noticed the typo?
I remember that. We're
Squadron.
we're such a cowl. A cowl. However you pronounce it, a cowl squad.
I miss Bird too, Zyfaz. I miss him dearly. One of the greatest flexes this game has ever known. That kid was insane. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thanks for watching the cast. Congratulations to HiveGuard. Thank you everybody. I appreciate you all. Have a good evening, or whatever it is where you are. Have a
And
good one,
thank you
stream.
all for like dealing with my nubby castingness.
Oh, she did fine.
Sure.